Hello, Sacred CEO. This is Megs Bassili, and we are doing the podcast of Sacred Wealth Collective. So, something happened to me yesterday. It wasn't the best day ever. Energetic wise, me wise, I wasn't at my best. And I should apologize to my husband and my children because of that. Because it's just what happens. I'm a human. Guess what? I'm a human. That was very loud. I'm sorry if you're listening to this in your earphones and then you just get, I'm a human. Yesterday I was high vibing in the morning. I was feeling really good. I bounced out of bed. I did all the things and I decided to go with my family to go shopping. And on the way there, everybody was in their own little world, it felt like. And I had said something and misheard. I was completely misheard or understood. I don't know. I think misunderstood. I was definitely heard. I was definitely misunderstood as well. And I got to tell you, that triggered me. I got to tell you, after that, I got very defensive. I got very upset. It took me a long time to calm down. I mean, hours here to calm down. And as soon as it happened, I thought to myself, like, my daughter, she's almost 18. She said to me, Mum, why are you so upset for it? And I was like, I don't even know. I couldn't explain why I was so upset. And it took me a few hours to actually understand why I got so upset. And it was because I felt completely misunderstood. And at times during my life, I have been misunderstood and I have been misheard. And it came back to bite me in the ass time and time again. And I feel like maybe some of those energies came up for me. If my mum's listening to this, especially with my mum's ex-husband, right? So he used to blatantly call me a liar, even though he was the one that was lying. I find it very interesting when people accuse you of doing something, it's because they're aware that they're doing it. Okay. That's like massive insight for you right now. If somebody's accusing you of something, it's probably because they're actually doing it. But that's a whole nother podcast for a whole nother day, not getting into that today. Anyway, so it just kind of really threw me out. For a few hours, I was trying to let it go, trying to release it, and I just couldn't hold, I just couldn't. It was just still there no matter what I did. And it wasn't until I got home from the shopping trip that I really kind of, well, it kept escalating, right? So I'm not going to lie, it did keep escalating. And then it got to the point where I needed to just completely remove myself. It wasn't like rah rah fighting or anything like that. It was just me holding on to that energy. And my husband actually had to call me out and goes, You're still holding on to it. It's been hours. Why are you still holding on to it for? And I was like, Yep, okay. So I then seen the pattern. I did then see what I was doing and how I was acting, and it all just kind of revealed itself. It was almost like an out of body experience. It was like my soul came out and went, What are you doing? This is not you anymore. This is not who you are anymore. You know how much work we've done together? Do you know how much you have released all this? And now it's back. And it was a very big sign for me personally that I was able to go, huh, right. That's very interesting that I'm still holding on to that after all this release work. And it was because I needed to voice it to my husband. I needed to say to him, in that moment, I felt like nobody paid attention to me. I felt like I speak all the time and nobody actually really pays attention to what I'm saying, or they don't understand me, or and once I voiced it to him, I was able to let it go a lot easier. So voice it if you feel like you need to. Yeah, that's my first lesson through this story. Voice it if you feel like you need to. When you've been doing heaps of work on yourself, like I have never gone this deep with myself as I have over the past month. It's been really deep. Okay. And I know it's about to get a whole lot deeper. I'm not through it yet. And it's okay to have days where those old patterns come back, because what it actually does is it shows you what, oh, it's still there. Oh, it's in there in this capacity. Okay, so you've let it go in a lot of capacities. I felt like I've been unheard, or I've been misunderstood so much throughout my entire life, and I've healed a lot of it, but there was this that still came up for me, and so it showed me that I'm not fully healed there yet. I still need to calibrate to being seen and being heard and being understood in the best possible way. Even some of the things that I say here on social or in my podcast and things like that am going to be misunderstood. Okay. And I've gone, oh, that's not what I meant. And I probably will do that for the entirety of my being, because I speak out, because I do these things and I show up here and I'm putting myself out there. There is going to be at some point people going, you've said this, and I'm going to go, oh, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. So anything that you hear on these podcasts or on social media or whatever, just understand that my articulation, the way that I explain things, I'm I'm thinking as I'm saying them. I'm channeling as I'm saying that. And I've done that my entire life without even knowing. And I do it all the time. I'm channeling. So sometimes when I say things, it's like brand new information that's come into my head and I've said it out loud and I haven't had a chance to kind of like feel how it sits within me yet. Because I give what I get. That's been my motto. My mentor that taught me all of this psychic stuff, the person that I went to through for my development, she said, give what you get, give whatever you get. And so that's embedded within my subconscious. I give what I get. And I don't process. I don't go, oh, that's really good information. Let me process that and then put it out into the ether. No, I go, oh, that's important information. Everybody needs to know that. Here you go, everybody, before I haven't had a chance to really understood it myself. And so it's going to happen to me. And now that I went through what I did yesterday, I now understand, okay, reacting to that is not the way to go. Reacting to that is not going to, like, response would be, okay, so you guys clearly do not listen to me. They're my husband and my kids. They probably hardly ever listen to me, really. But it's like, okay, you guys did not get what I meant, and it's okay. This is what I actually meant. Okay, this is the way that perhaps I should have said it to begin with. I don't know. But I want you to know that when you're going through these upgrades, when you're going through this development, when you're going through growing yourself as a person, you're going to have days and you're going to have things that trigger you to see. They're not necessarily tests, but they are tests. Okay. There were two options that I had yesterday, really. Probably 1,000 options, but there were two real main options. You either release it and let it go and move on, or you let it affect you in the long run. Okay. I chose to let it go and move on. So now I can come here today and talk to you about it and show you this is probably what I wish I had have done. I wish I had have been able to go, you know what, guys, that really irritated me because I feel like you don't pay attention to me. Okay. Or I feel like you guys were in your own little world and you only heard what you wanted to hear, or whatever. There's so many options. But now, once I realized the patterns, once I was able to voice what was actually bothering me, it all went, right? And so I could have kept going and go, see, I know you guys don't listen to me. This is just classic, what happens all the time. And, I could have let it affect me today and tomorrow and next week, but I'm not. So that is the biggest lesson here, is for you to go, sometimes when you're going through this process, and it's never ending process, you're always going to want to do better and better and better, because you've had a taste of better and now you want even better and now you want even better. And it's perfectly human to do that. And it's perfectly spiritual to do that. You've got both aspects there, the human and the spiritual, both want to progress, because we are the channel for God. God expresses himself through us. Okay? The reason why you're called to do a certain thing is because God needs you to express his desire through your words, through what you do. Okay? And so this is where all this comes from. Okay? I don't feel like I was triggered in that way because it was reflecting my internal to a degree, and it was showing me, you're not completely healed in this aspect yet. Work on that. Do this. This is the next path to you ascending even further, or this is the next path for you to remember even deeper. Yeah, I wasn't triggered because there was something within me that was like, oh, I feel like getting triggered today. There's something within me that needed to be triggered so that I can do the things that I need to do in order for me to grow and move forward and become even more successful, become even more wealthy, and have even more people hear and pay attention and allow themselves to be expressed. Allow God to be expressed through your actions and through your desires and all that kind of stuff. So, yes, there you go. That's the podcast. that's the thing, right? So I have got the Sacred Wealth Academy. I'm going to do the Dicky businessy stuff now. I have the Sacred Wealth Academy where you can bring these kind of things to and get help to transmute them, and instead of trying to do it all on your own. So if you wanted to get into the Sacred Wealth Academy, in there we do energetics and business. Okay, there's strategy, there's structure for you to do business in a way that works for you and your energy, not the cookie cutter crap, not the bro marketing tactics and all that kind of stuff. Your tactics, well, they're not tactics, your authenticity sells. Okay, so lots of love to you. If you want to get into that, please reach out to me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your morning, day, noon, or night, wherever you are in the world. And remember to always learn lots and be kind. Bye for now.